Sue, thanks for helping us with crowdsourced usability testing Drupal. We've done a little bit of an intro already about what the project's about and that you're okay with us recording this and what else? Oh, you're not being tested, design being tested, all of this kind of thing. So rather than bore everybody at home with that, let's dive straight into the little test. So you can see this is what we've got here in front of us is kind of like a little header that would pop up if you were to log in to manage content on a site with this imaginary Drupal system. So imagine for a second that you've logged in, and if you were to click on this, on content, what do you think would happen?
I would imagine it would give me a list of all the pages in my site that I'm editing.
And what might you be able to do then?
Click on the links and edit the content of the site, actually per page.
Cool, okay. This one here, at the moment, it still says just IA, but I can tell you that that's going to mean information architecture. Does that word mean anything to you?
It does, yes.
What does that mean to you?
It means the way that information is organised on a website.
So if you were to click on IA, information architecture, in a heading like this, what do you imagine you might see?
A hierarchy of pages and which things are underneath which headings and how the site's organised.
Okay, and what do you think you might be able to do in a section like that?
Reorganise it. Drag and drop things so that they're in where I want them to be, or change names of headings and navigation items, stuff like that.
Cool, okay. What about people? What do you think people is?
That would be the people on my project that I'm working with.
Okay. What would you be able to do in that section, do you think?
Set permissions, see who's on the project, send them messages maybe, see what they have been editing, what work they've been doing on the project.
Cool. What about appearance? What do you think would be an appearance?
That would be how the site looks to the user. So sort of like themes, you'd be able to say I want it red or I want it blue, or be able to set CSS and stuff like that.
Okay. What do you make of modules? What do you think would happen if you clicked on modules?
I guess that's adding functionality, so maybe adding a blog module or adding a photo gallery module, so that would kind of expand the functionality of the site.
Cool. Config. What's config?
That would be configuration of something. I'm not sure of what though.
Do you imagine there would be the sort of things that you would want to use regularly in a section called config?
Probably not, no.
Who do you think that's meant for?
I think that's kind of like much more sort of your project owner, admin type people who might want to be able to say what... Well, I'm assuming that kind of permissions on a per person basis would be under people, but maybe it's that kind of, what's the name of the site, what's the URL of the site, where do we store uploaded images, maybe it's stuff like that.
Cool, okay. And help?
That would be where you would go if you didn't know what config meant.
Fair enough. That's great. Okay then, let's just run quickly through a couple of sort of imaginary tasks. I've got 6 tasks altogether. So say we're imagining for a second that you're a business person and you have a business website, and on your business website you've got a list of bios of some of the staff that work for you, and you have a new staff member come and join you, and so you need to put a new bio for that person onto your website. Where amongst this header what would you want to click to do that?
Add.
Over here on add?
Yeah.
And what do you think would happen?
It would give me an option to add different types of content. So maybe it would have a drop-down list of, say, page or biography or whatever, and then I'd select biography, and then it would give me a new blank biography page that I could fill in. Excellent.
Okay then. What if you wanted to get rid of the old staff member who left, who this new person is replacing? Where would you go then?
Find content.
Find content? And what do you think would happen then?
I'd be able to find the page of the old person that had left by maybe searching either on keywords, or maybe if it was a list of content in the system, so maybe I could navigate through it by going, biographies, there's the person, and then I'd be able to access that page and delete it.
Excellent. Okay then. What if you wanted to add a brand new page, and this brand new page is a contact us page?
I'd go to add again.
What would you expect to do there?
I would expect to be able to add a new item and be able to specify that that was a page item, and then it would create it and I'd be able to edit it.
Okay, fair enough. What if you needed to create new so you've got a list of products on your site, and then you've got a new range of products that you're going to be selling, so you need to create a new category for those products. Where would you do that, do you think? Maybe
dashboard? No.
Why did you think dashboard?
Because add, edit, and find content, it wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I'd try the information architecture, given that categories is a way of organising content and it's information about content.
Yeah. But you're drawn to these lower
the big
buttons here to start off with. Yeah. What do you think would be on dashboard?
Statistics about me, basically. So my projects, my pages, my recent edits, all my recent views, my information about my profile, who I am, what information I'm sharing with the world about myself.
Excellent. Great. Okay then. How many tasks have I done now? Oh, we want to give your new staff member permission to be able to add content to the website. Where would we go to do that?
People. And then select her from the, or him, from the drop down, and then I would imagine to be able to edit what permission they have to access and edit. That's
great. Can you give me just some overall feedback about how you're finding this to use at the moment?
At the moment, that would seem relatively straightforward. I'm not quite sure. Edit what that doesn't kind of mean much, because it seems a bit like, well, what would I be editing? Because unless you're actually on a specific page, edit wouldn't really do much. You need to find the page or the item that you want to edit and then edit it. Whereas if you're clicking edit, what are you editing?
Yeah, good question. Okay. But overall
good. Information architecture seemed a little bit scary.
Yeah.
It as a term, it just seems quite kind of forbidding. And config as well just seems a little bit sort of non-obvious as to what would be in there. But maybe these are things that once you'd had a poke about, it would become clearer.
Perhaps. Well, assuming that IA is that kind of organising content page structure-y sort of thing, what would you want to call it, do you think?
It is a bit tricky because navigation would imply just things like menus, whereas if you've got things like categories or tags, then it's actually a bit more complicated than just navigation. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting around the site, isn't it? So it kind of is navigation, it's just broader than we've traditionally used the term.
Okay then, just quickly before we finish, can you give me a little bit of a précis of your experience with using systems like this? Is it something that you're new to, or you've been doing for a long time?
I've been doing for quite a long time, yes. Going back to when intranets were made in Documentum.
And give me a quick sort of list of systems that you're familiar with that do this kind of thing.
Oh gosh, wikis of various descriptions: MediaWiki, Social Text, Thought Farmer, blogs like Movable Type, WordPress. Once had to use Expression Engine, that was painful. Yeah, all the sort of various odd little blog type things, Blogger. Bigger sort of content management systems, I've really only used Documentum in anger, as it were, and that was never again. And just like, building stuff from scratch in HTML.
And have you heard of Drupal?
Yes, I have.
Quick gut reaction to Drupal?
The last time I looked at it, it scared me and I went away.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much for your time, Sue.
Thank you.